Hey everyone, Froe here for another Let's Play episode. Thank you for joining me. Hope you guys are doing well. Last episode, we took a look at the tower over here, which I think turned out pretty awesome. And you guys, would agree with me there, so I appreciate the feedback. I wanted to show you, well, I forgot to show you guys the telescope last time. That's why we're kind of doing it right now, playing around with it. It's pretty awesome. I kind of like the telescope edition. Yang did a good job with that. It looks pretty nice. Of course, we have Optifine, so we can just zoom in that way as well, and both are pretty cool to have. But we're going to start this episode off exploring that building right there. That is our Mob Head Museum building. Oh, we just almost died. I got to put my gear back on. So yeah, that's the museum for our mob heads. It is kind of like the central location where we're going to display all the mob heads that we have so that we can easily select from the variety we have and also kind of display them like a trophy item too. So right off the bat, we have these arches out front, which I think look really cool. Of course, I've stolen them from other parts of the island. That's something I've learned the past couple of years of building here is you should steal from past you if possible. Saves a lot of time and just makes things look better. Also got a couple pillars with fire on top, making this whole entrance here just extra grand, I think, as you kind of approach. And then on the front of the building, we have like our usual bunch of pillars and diorite kind of color scheme with spruce. And then behind it, we have basalt stone, which if you guys remember, basalt on this island or like in this world is like a mystical stone. It's special. So it's especially cool to use it in the walls here. And then we have some windows up top over there. So overall, the front of the building is pretty basic. I've started to add in a lot of planters to our world too. I think they look pretty nice and add color and life. But let's go ahead and take a look at the inside here. Right away, it's a pretty tall and large space. Here we got the basalt like we talked about and a couple windows off to the side. Bunch of windows up top, and then a giant opening here that leads to a balcony that we'll look at in just a moment. Taking a look at the mob heads on the sides are like the trophy items. So here we have like a bunch of hostile mobs kind of lined up on the side. Got an evil wolf. Right, and then we got like all the zombie villagers, the bees, just a bunch of mob heads kind of lined up on the sides here. There's not really a particular way that I organized it. I did put like the utility mob heads in the middle. So that's why you can see like, the furnace, the shulker box, crafting bench, yada yada. And then same for over here. So now we have an idea of all the different mob heads we have. We have any duplicates we have stored in the storage room too, so we can use those in other places of the world. But yeah, it's just a cute little building. And then over here we have a balcony that has just some planters and life involved, some banners, and then some really awesome views of the world that we have here. So yeah, now you've seen the tower and now the Mobhead Museum. Let me know what you guys think of the Mobhead Museum here. It's it's a basic building. It's not like super extravagant. It doesn't even have any redstone functionality, right? At least the tower here has the little dinky glowberry farm here, right? Which is kind of like a slot machine. Pretty cool, right? But the Mobhead Museum doesn't even have that. That does remind me, though, we have to put back our telescope here. Or, yeah, there we go. Pointing at the sky, looking at the stars at night here. So that means next episode we'll probably take a look at the greenhouse. And we also have the bee building over there. And we have that tower to look at. And this thing. So we got a lot to show off still. That said, we're going to get started with our main project for today and leave the showcases to another episode. We're going to work on finishing up, or at least working on our renovations for our main storage room here. So last episode, we started this project, and I made a lot of progress since then, kind of clearing things up. And yeah, let's just go take a look at what we have here. We're going to start with the lower section here. Kind of as we're walking down, I want you to notice that a lot of the area has been cleared out. So there used to be redstone over there, all in that area. All of this back area used to be stone and covered. All of this kind of down here used to be redstone. This was the item dispensing station and we tore it out. We had a secret tunnel that led down to here and another secret tunnel. You can kind of see it over there. So we've torn out a ton of redstone, right? The furnace fuel farm is, well, I guess the furnace fuel farm is still there technically. But the furnace array has been torn out and we got to tear that out too. But yeah, we've done a lot of destruction and tear down. The only thing really still here is the furnace fuel farm, the secret room here, and the chests. So to give you an idea of kind of, to orientate yourself, this is where the original chests were. Here was the furnace fuel farm. And then right about here-ish, yeah, right about here, you can see the redstone. This was the end of the original storage room about here. And so we've about doubled the size of it, or doubled the length going this direction. Yeah, so not only did we make the hallway longer, we also made it 2 blocks wider in the middle and 2 blocks wider on each end here, and also like 3 or 4 blocks taller. So yeah, you could say that this is a pretty large renovation overall. And to really kick it off today, we're going to start by mirroring this hallway all the way to that side over there. And that's going to entail chopping away a huge portion of this mountain. And just like that, it's cut away. So let's take a look at how many pickaxes we've burnt through while doing this renovation project. Gone through 2 of our netherite pickaxes and 2 more of our core splitters. So 4 of like our super pickaxes and Golin's pickaxe. Almost done with silk. And then I also accidentally broke a pickaxe or 2. And we're also almost out of shovels. So there's been a lot of digging, a lot of excavation in this project here. Next step is we got to build, so we got to get rid of that. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all right. And does that line up? That does look like it lines up, so perfect. Got the wood all filled in. The next step is we have to match the pillars on that side over to here. These first couple ones are all spaced 3 blocks apart. Like so. I believe that's lined up perfectly. Yes, it is. And then from there, they kind of go inside by 1 and create like a slightly different pattern that I'm mirroring over there. Now, the spacing of these pillars kind of determine the size of our build and the height of them as well. So an example of what I'm talking about is here at our Sacrificer 2.0. We have these bone pillars, right? And they're not spaced very far apart. Here it's 3 blocks, here it's 5 blocks, and then here it's also 5 blocks again, which isn't a whole lot. And then more importantly, their heights aren't very tall either. From the floor, they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could say 7 blocks tall, but I'm going to say 6 from the floor, which isn't super tall compared to my newer builds, such as the greenhouse here, which, yeah, the pillars are still only 5 blocks apart, but there's a lot more of them making the building larger in that way. And then the pillars are also about twice as tall on here than they are in the Sacrificer. So it makes for a lot larger scale building, which is kind of what we're going for with this world. The bigger the scale, the more detail we can add and the more freedom we have with our creativity, which is why we're renovating the main base here to be bigger and better than before so that we can make it, more detailed and stuff. And also so they fit in with our newer builds, which are larger in scope. So that said, I've gone ahead and mirrored the pillars in on this side over here. So they're going to run all the way across the same as they do on this side. And building this, or working on the renovations here of this storage room, are going to be a little bit weird. Because, like, for example, I'm going through and I'm adding in these planters that we had originally, because I think they look really cool. But normally, you wouldn't go through and add details like that until, like, the whole build is done. Right? So we're kind of doing things out of order. But that's the beauty of doing a renovation, is we already had a building here. And there's a lot of parts of that old building that we liked and we're going to keep and kind of rebuild in this newer version here. So the planters were one example, and we now have them on all 4 corners. Another example is something we're going to keep from the old building are these armor display cases. Right now we have 2 of them, and we're going to kind of mirror them over to here. So there's going to be one here and another one in that spot and mirrored over there. And I'm thinking, we can put custom armor statues in there using our data pack. So we'll probably create custom statues for, you guys, the commenters or the viewers at some point here. So look forward to that. But anyways, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on where we're at on things here. So I'm in the process of going through and adding in these not planters, these arches here above the planters. And it's tough to do that side. And I've also gone through and added in all of our armor display cases as well. So progress is being made on that front. Oops. I also made a bridge here. Let me know what you guys think of this idea. I just thought, the hallway is so long in each direction. It'd be nice to have a little shortcut across. We also have a little bit of a dilemma we need to kind of discuss. Right now, I plan on having a hallway kind of go straight this direction into this open field and kind of make this into a big courtyard and have, like a nice garden and fancy decorations and stuff here. The problem is, to do that, we would have to take down this little park, which I don't really want to do because I really like this park here. And if possible, I don't want to have to tear down something we've already built. So the other option we have is to put the courtyard rather here where this mountain is, which means, either we take down that park and probably that sandstone hallway thing too, or we take down this mountain. And I think taking down the mountain is the smarter choice here. And there we go. Just like that, we have a whole new wide open space to expand into. We're going to have like a row of pillars or like a hallway kind of branch off straight ahead from here. And then loop this direction and meet up all the way with this entrance here. So it'll be like a giant rectangular garden, which I think will be cool. Before we work on that though, I think, I'm going to skip a little bit. We're probably going to fill this area in and take down this sandstone expansion, little hallway thing. And also get rid of our little, I don't even know what to call this, area that we used to keep Marshmallow, Graham Cracker, and Hershey. And I'm in the process of moving them. They're not easy to move because now if you notice, Graham Cracker here is like trained in on these guys and he won't take the lead at all. So I found out a really simple way to kind of fix this bug is just to punch them and then they'll follow you again. Anyways, a little bit of time has passed and I think it's a good idea to give you guys an update. So starting off with the main storage room here, you may notice the little secret room we had is gone, and then all of our armor storage has been moved to a new location. I just have it kind of sitting out here in the open for now. And we haven't had, okay, so on this world, right, we haven't had a creeper incident for years, which I'm gonna knock on wood on that because I'm a little nervous now. But yeah, we almost had a creeper blow up when I was doing this. I was over here working on clearing up the chests and stuff, kind of like this area. And if you look, there's this little 2x2 hallway. And a creeper must have snuck in here and was chilling right here. And when I went to go grab more items from the chest, he almost blew up. But I noticed him in time and got away, got lucky. But my question is, where do you think, or rather, what do you think this rail line is from? Do you guys have any idea at all? It's from the snack machine that we built years ago now and haven't touched or even remembered. I didn't even know we had that line there still. Also, we got all of this kind of mess going on in our front yard here of just tons of materials that I've been collecting and lightly keeping organized as well as you can when you're doing a big teardown like this. And also all of this junk over here. So yeah, we got a lot. Oh yeah, and all of this. Okay, so we have a lot here. Unfortunately, that's not all of it. We still have all of our main storage room we have to move as well, which has just so much stuff inside of it. So this is going to be another couple-hour project probably. That said, we're going to be ending the episode here for today. Thank you for watching. You guys have been really kind. I hope you guys have enjoyed this as well. We did a lot of work on our storage room here. It maybe doesn't seem like it, but you're seeing, or you're looking at hours and hours of just tearing down and removing old builds, digging down and kind of fiddle farting around with the pillaring and the decorations and kind of planning everything out. But it is done, and we have it all ready to go so that next episode we can start building, whatever that's going to look like. I'll be honest, I have a pretty solid idea in mind of what we want the finished product to be, but I'm still being very flexible with it. And what we have now is definitely not anywhere close to what I had envisioned when we started this remodeling project. So I'm very interested to see where it goes from here. All right, see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.